afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Locket in the Czech Republic, round 13 of the FIM Motocross World Championship. Of course, this is the MXGP of Czech Republic. We are at the Serpentine Circuit of Locket. We've been coming here since 1995. Joel Smits, the winner that day, back in the 500 class on a Who's Aboard. Since then, we've had 41 different winners in all categories. Of course, 125, 250, 500, Motocross GP, which was in the 2003 season, 650, and of course, in the current day, MX1, MXGP, and MX2. KTM have taken the most victories over the course of time here with 16, but the most famous or the most successful riders around this racetrack are Stefan Everts, Joel Smits, and Tony Cairoli. They have 4 wins each. But of course, no Tony Cairoli lining up in MXGP today. But there's a view of the circuit. We are just above the town of Locket. This circuit just under 1,600 meters long, and it is in pretty prime condition as well, it has to be said. A little bit more dirt has been brought in over the course of the past year. You see there, just a little bit fluffier than usual, but it's still hard underneath. It's still going to be a matter of throttle control, controlling all of the turns and all the rest of it. But we've seen a track map. Let's take a look at our GoPro track preview. Evans takes us for a spin around the track then, about 80 meters to turn 1. It suddenly funnels in, goes uphill 180. Difficult corner to get right. Over the foxhole shot line immediately. Slam into that. You can double or triple your way through here if you're on the big bike in the 450 MXGP class. Easy on the gas through there. Hard and rocky and slick and bumpy as well. A new little double into turn 3 here. And this is the run down towards the finish line. 4th gear wide open through this long sweeping left-hander over the Monster Energy finish line jump. And then when we land, we have a new split section here. You go bank outside, there's a single on the exit. Either way, we're launching downhill for the first time into the left-hander. 2 single waves as well on the exit of the turn, just to separate things a little bit. And then uphill, you can see you can jump to the left onto the plateau, but it takes you past pit lane. And again, expect there to be some big braking bumps there, 1 or 2 overtaking maneuvers. Quickly off that step down, a double single, dropping downhill, not as off-cambered as it has been in previous years, but still a tricky corner all the same. You can double up from the right, or you can single up from the left. Into the bank, quickly downhill here, then we really start to twist and turn our way around this Serpentine Circuit here at Locket. Small little step down there, into the Monster Energy tabletop, bottom end of the circuit, the town just to the left. On the gas, stepping up here, into the bank turn, or of course you can go tight, but there's also a little inside rut here on the left, probably the slowest corner on the racetrack. It's 90 meters from bottom to top over Monster Energy Mountain. These hills are a lot longer and a lot steeper than they look on TV. Into this little left, again, another slow corner, a little step down here on the exit. Then we swing right uphill through the trees, up onto this plateau. You can rail that berm around the outside, or you can hold a nice tight line and maybe cut your way through this left corner here. Up onto the start straight again, through turn 1 to start another lap of this Locket circuit. Great crowd in here today and yesterday for this 13th round of the FIM Motocross World Championship. Lisa Leyland was down on the grid a few moments ago to catch up with a couple of riders. One not racing, of course. That'll be the Red Bull KTM of Jeffrey Hurlings, but also number 53, Dylan Walsh for Revo Husqvarna.
We are almost ready for the first MX2 race of the day, and as always I want to catch up with a couple of guys at the start to see how they're feeling. The first being Dylan Walsh. Basically I want to speak to Dylan because he got his best qualifying result yesterday, P5. You seemed pretty strong, pretty confident out there. How was it from your seat?
Yeah, no, it was all round pretty good day. I struggled at the start, and but I got a good start in the qualifying race, and I battled up front, and yeah, it was actually tough because we battled the whole time, but I was happy to finish strong, get a good gate pick for today, and try to put together 2 good motos.
Well, looking at this track here in Lockett, it's quite an old school, hard packed track. You've got some loose soil on top, it's slick. How has it changed from today to yesterday?
Yeah, it's actually better today. Yeah, it's my first time here, so it's a very unique track, but yeah, I like it so far, and I'm pretty happy with it.
Best of luck. Thanks, Dylan. Now, a rider I'd like to speak to, I'm always excited to see, but unfortunately you're not out there on track, it's Jeffrey Hurlings. Jeffrey, last time we saw you was in Russia. You weren't racing then. Just give us an update. What have you been up to since then?
Well, the last time I've been racing was in Latvia, and we finished with a win at least. That was good. But yeah, now we are recovering, and soon we will get back on the bike. I'm very excited to get back riding. You know, it's been a while, so very excited to hopefully do some more races this year. But yeah, first we're going to check how things are when I get back on the bike, and then from then on we'll make a plan.
I mean, but how are you feeling?
No, actually I'm feeling good. You know, it's just feeling bad I'm not racing. I'm with the boys, but from a personal side, I'm doing perfectly fine. Thank you.
You said you're hoping to be back on the bike. When do you think that will be? Can you give us any idea? Any time before the end of the season?
Yeah, for sure. No, we're actually planning to be on the bike in like a week or so, maybe 1 to 2 weeks max. We'll be back on the bike, and then from then on we'll try to make a plan to look which race we'll do for the rest of the year. And yeah, so for now I'm just gonna wait and try to get healthy, and once I'm back healthy, start riding, and then try to make a plan.
Have you been watching at all from home?
Yeah, I did. You know, not everything. In Indonesia with the time difference, I haven't seen everything, but yeah, it's just, once again, it's a shame I'm not racing, but the race has been really good, and also here in Lockett, it's been a great venue, and it's just a shame I'm not racing, but in the future I'll be back.
Jeffrey, hurry up and get back, okay? All right, see you soon. It's Jeffrey Hurlings there. Hopefully he'll be back on a bike very, very soon. Okay, it's time for MX2 Race 1.
Ersten Probleme hat den Lauf nicht beendet, also war auf 38 Platz. Also das ist alles, was ich Ihnen auch auf Deutsch sagen wollte, und in 10 Minuten werden wir die Zeuge vom ersten Lauf der Klasse MX2 hier.
Right, let's take a look at the championship standings then, coming into round 13 of the MX2 World Championship. Jorge Prado on 5.44. He's now 78 points clear of Thomas Olsen, who did not finish. Well, he did finish, but he had a big crash in turn 1 last time out in Asia. Vial is third, and 6 points behind him, Jorgo Geerts. Jacoby fifth, with 25 points further back. Then we have Watson, Sterry, Mitch Evans, Maxime Renault, and Jed Beaton. They're your top 10. And as you can see, other riders moving up and down the last couple of weeks. Mitchell Harrison now up into 18th place on his Bud Racing Kawasaki. Richard Sikiner will be hoping for a good ride here this weekend. Let's take a look at the qualifying highlights from yesterday, though, shall we, before we go anywhere else? Gate drops. And it might have looked like the 61 or the 28 made good starts, but turning around the inside was the number 57 Bike It DRT Kawasaki of Darian Sanai. Him and Jacoby were there together as 7-8 riders fell going through turn 1, but coming up into the corner just after the finish line, Sanai found his way into the lead. His teammate, or Jacoby's teammate, was back there in 4th. Man down was Mitch Evans. The 114 Honda Motorsports rider tipped over and would have a long ride back through the field. 28, though, Vial was looking solid. So too was Prado. He went from 3rd to 2nd when he went around the outside of Jacoby, and then he went after Sanai. That was the gap, but it didn't last long, because by lap 2, despite that slip there from Jorge Prado, he managed to keep it up on 2 wheels. Jacoby was there in 3rd, Vial 4th. And then uphill past pit lane. Prado tried to get alongside, but the door was closed by Sanai. But then coming out of this turn and downhill, Prado found his way through. By lap 2, the Spaniard was your new leader. Sanai was in 2nd, but then getting himself into 3rd was Vial with that move on Jacoby. Jacoby then bobbled in a corner, lost a couple positions. One of those to Walsh. Walsh then stumbled. That allowed Jacoby back through. Sterry was there as well. But Walsh was in no mood for hanging around. Barged his way down the inside of Darian Sanai. Also taking advantage was Adam Sterry, but then Sterry caught the rear wheel. Valandren caught the rear wheel of Sterry, and then it was Sterry who caught the rear wheel of Walsh. And that handed a position to Calvin Valandren. Valandren then on the HRC machine, number 10, made this move on Walsh to move into 4th place. He tried to go around the outside of Jacoby, but it didn't quite work out. because Jacoby capitalised on a mistake just 2 corners later from the South African. Sterry eventually moved his way past Sinai on an eventual 6th place finish. Olsen moved up to 7th with that move on Sinai. And Harrison also on the number 35 found his way past fellow American Sinai, who came home in 10th, but it was Jorge Prado, a 9-time qualifying race winner in MX2, and 7 of those coming in a row. So 1 minute then before the riders make their way to the grid here for MX2 race 1. 30 minutes plus 2 laps, round 13 of the FIM Motocross World Championship. Here's how the top 5 look in MX2 coming into this round 13 then. And Jorge Prado, 11 wins, 11 podiums. Olsen, 1 win and 9 podiums. And then we have Tom Vial, Jago Geerts and Jacoby. Jacoby with 1 podium, Geerts with 5. Same as Vial in 3rd with 5 podiums. Right, here's how the riders line up for MX2 race 1 and later on this afternoon race 2. Jorge Prado on pole for the 9th time. His Red Bull KTM teammate Tom Vial will line up after him. Then Henry Jacoby for FNH Racing Kawasaki. Team HRC's Calvin Vlaner and Dylan Walsh on the Revo Husqvarna. Adam Sterry, Thomas Olsen on the Rockstar and Husqvarna, and Mitch Harrison for Bud Racing Kawasaki ahead of his teammate Brian Moreau and Darian Sinai for Bike It DRT. Jed Beaton next in 11th. Ika Larinaga for Marchetti Racing Team in 12th place. And then in 13th, we have Jago Geerts, Monster Energy, Richard Zickiner for JD Gunnex, KTM, Jago Geerts for Monster Energy, Khmer, Yamaha, Alvin Oslin, the rest you saw. Anyway, here is Jorge Prado looking for his 12th win of the season. We are at round 13. He didn't line up at Matterley Base in round 2. But his teammate is coming into some good form. He's now up to 3rd in the championship after Jago Geerts had a tough Asian tour, 18th and 4th, 10th and 6th out of those 4 races. Lost him 3rd in the championship to the tune of 6 points. Thomas Olsen also had a tough weekend in Semarang last time out, but he maintained 2nd, but he's now 78 points down on the race leader. Here's Adam Sterry, FNH Racing Team. He was good in free practice and time practice yesterday, and 6th in qualifying yesterday. Circuit he obviously likes here at Lockett. There's Belandren, Team HRC, and she came in 4th in the MX2 qualifying race on Saturday. Got a podium here last year, finished 2nd overall, so he'll be looking to at least make the box this weekend. So too will Henry Jacoby. Only 1 visit to the podium for the FNH Kawasaki rider. That was round 2, Matterley Basin, where he finished 2nd. And there's Jago Geerts. Jago Geerts, Monster Energy Khmer Yamaha. Fell on the sighting lap, so he'll be hoping that will be the only fall in the race. He went down at the first turn yesterday in the qualifying, which is why he had a long job to do to get back up through the field to 14th. Mitchell Harrison, Bud Racing Kawasaki, obviously likes this place as well because he started again outside the top 15 and worked his way to 8th by the time the checkered flag fell. Remember, that's a 25-minute race, 20 plus 2. Jed Beaton, 2nd of the Rockstar Energy Husqvarna riders, qualified 11th yesterday. But this race, the point-scoring race, there's Darian Sinai, had a lap at the front for Bike It DRT Kawasaki. Spoke to him yesterday, he said the Epstein virus part has now gone, but he's just lacking fitness now, so he's trying to build that up with race fitness and time on the bike. The Fly Racing 15-second board up for the first time this weekend then for MX2 race 1. It's round 13 of the FIM Motocross World Championship, the MXGP of Czech Republic here at Lockett, the Serpentine Circuit. Richard Zickiner, 102, up in the inside gate, number 102. Prado with his elbows out already, starts to come across his rivals, but he holds on. But will he grab the foxhole shot because his teammate tiptoed around the inside? Everybody safely through almost, but right at the back there, number 35, Mitchell Harrison, not getting a good jump at all. But the two KTMs just going side by side at the moment as they get up onto the first of many plateaus and verandas here. But it's Prado who leads, Vial second, Valandra in third. The FNH Kawasaki behind them in fourth place is the number 29 of Henry Jacobi. Then in fifth, it's the 66 of Larinaga. Then Olsen, Horgmo as a wild card. Normally rides in European 250. Jed Beaton is 8. Zach Pichon is 9. He crashed down at the bottom of the hill here yesterday, so good to see him out on track this morning. Jargo Kiertzen 10, Sterry 11, Pancha 12, Brian Moreau 13, Van Donnik is 14, Maxim Renault 15. He didn't finish the qualifying race yesterday. A technical problem kept him out. Hoffer 16, Snai 17, Boirame, Cyril Janot, Michael Sander are your top 20. Zikina at his home, well, is Slovakian, but just over the border in 21st place. Morgan Lisiado, Dylan Walsh in 23rd place. For Beta, Pessoa, Polak, and Martin Kirch. Harrison in 30th place. As the riders drop downhill for the first time, right at the bottom end of the circuit. Nice little landing zone there for them because it was very bumpy into there yesterday. That will develop as the day goes on, of course, but the two KTMs leading the way here, and Vial trying to signal his intentions to find his way past Prado as quickly as possible. Took a quick look over his shoulder, saw the Honda rider of Valandra in there in third. Nice wide flowing circuit. Larinaga still there in fifth place. Olsen still there in sixth, bottom of the hill. Looks like his teammate is up to seventh, found his way past Kevin Horgmo on the Kramer Racing KTM. So too, Jargo Kiertz has gone through, and Adam Sterry as well. So Horgmo losing a couple of positions over on the second half of the lap here. Great crowd here as the riders pass through turn one again at the end of this first lap. And Valandra looking to go by the young French rider here. A little bit of water on the track, but not too much. Probably the best we've seen it actually in recent years. But over the line for the first time, Prado, unsurprisingly, the fastest man on track, a 1:52.7. Everybody settling down though. Vial second, Valandra in third, Jacobi fourth. Larinaga is in fifth place. Then we've got Olsen just here coming into view now, second rider in shot. His teammate on the second of those Huskies is next. In seventh, Jargo Kiertz 8, Sterry is in 9. Hoffer down the inside of Boirame just to keep that position going. Down behind the pit lane area. Not as off-cambered as it used to be this part of the racetrack. It's still a tricky corner to get right as well because as it starts to dry out, it goes down to the rock. You've got that loose shale on top, so back end can really start to work over time. Then it gets edgy. You've got those square edge bumps as well that the riders need to be mindful of all around this racetrack. Slight bobble there for the 10 of Valandra, and in that third place, Jacobi got him right where he wants him in fourth for FNH Racing Kawasaki. About 90 meters from bottom to top there as they hit Monster Energy Mountain. A lot steeper than it looks on TV as well. As everything normally does, actually, no matter where we go. Pichon out of 13th place because Brian Moreau and Rennie Hoffer have gone through. So maybe suffering the after effects of that crash at the bottom of the downhill after the finish line yesterday, which was rumoured to be a shoulder, a banged up shoulder. Dylan Walsh up to 17th now, taking Richard Zikina with him on the JD Gunnex KTM. There's Jacobi. That double, not easy to get over. But 2 laps done. And Prado, another fastest lap of the race as he goes 1.3 seconds clear of his teammate. So he's only 3 or 4 tenths, 2 or 3 tenths quicker than Tom Vial. Just at the bottom of the screen here in second. Valandra and Jacobi going with them. That's your first 4. Then there's a small gap to Iker Larinaga for Marchetti Racing Team, KTM. The Spaniard in 5th place, just behind him, Thomas Olsen for Rockstar and Husqvarna, getting ready to come around the outside, right close to our camera now as he looks to line up a pass. Bottom of the hill, will it work? No. Back end spinning up as he gets on the gas there, Olsen. Still battered and bruised from his first turn crash in MX2 Race 2 in Semarang 2 weeks ago. Valandra looking for a way around Vial. He'll go the long way round at the top of the hill as well and then try to switch it back early, but Vial sits middle of the corner. Vial really making Valanderen work hard. His back end steps out there midway to the top of the hill. Just caught an edge. Watch this. Gives you an indication of how hard and slick it is underneath there. Prado not getting too far away, look. It was 1.3 as he came over the line at the end of lap 2. So everybody at a similar pace and speed in the early stages of MX2 race 1 here in Loket. Jacoby looking interested, though, in finding his way past the number 10 of Valanderen. Oh, short, tight turn through there. He lost a little bit of drive, did the Kawasaki rider, number 29. Up towards the finish line we go. Prado still only 1.7 seconds clear of his teammate. Fastest man on track, though, that time around. Fastest lap of the race was the 29. On the Kawasaki here, the third rider in shot. He's in fourth. He's pushing to find his way past Valanderen. But Brian Moreau goes quicker still, down in 10th place. So 150.9 now for Brian Moreau. Horgmo is in 11th for Kramer Racing KTM. Pichon 12, Honda 114 Motorsports. René Hoffer, KTM Junior Racing. Then Brent Van Donnick for Honda Red Motor, Asa Motor. Then Dylan Walsh for Revo Husqvarna UK. Then Boirame, Maxime Renault. All the way from the outside gates, having failed to finish the race yesterday. Went to the line, what, 36, 37? So the French rider, who's been fourth overall the last 2 rounds, seriously, with a serious amount of work to do. He's now up to 16th. He's found his way past Boirame and Sikina. And Harrison also into the points in 18th place now. The 2 Huskies of Olsen and Beaton line astern as they go after the guy in orange here, Ika Laranaga, number 66, and Jago Kiet's going with them as well. Oh, catching the edge there as well, Olsen, as he came out of that turn. Just when you think it's safe to get on the gas, all of a sudden, boom, you catch an edge. Laranaga getting closed in, though, by the 19 of Olsen. The big, tall Dane gets better drive up onto that plateau. Tries to go inside the Spaniard. Gonna have to go round the outside again. Roost the fans to the outside of the track as his back end misbehaves. 2 of those moments in the last few corners for Olsen. Looking to go hard on the brakes. Difficult to make a pass through there, though, but he'll try to cut back. As the board goes out, 6th, just to stay focused. Right, Jago Kiet's all over the back of the number 14 here of Jed Beaton as they drop downhill. Olsen looking for a way through. He's going to get denied. Watch his back wheel here. Olsen over on the left. A mud shower for the fans trackside, but this time Olsen does go through. So Olsen now up into 5th place. Meanwhile, 28, Tom Vial still doing his best to keep number 10, Calvin Valanderen, at bay as they fight over 2nd. Meanwhile, race leader, there he is out of sight through that next right-hander, Jorge Prado, 1:49.0, almost in the 48s. Now 3 seconds clear of these 2. Jacoby just losing a little bit of ground here as well, the last lap or so. So things just starting to spread out a little bit now, with 21 minutes to go. So the only change this lap, Olsen finally gets his way past Ika Laranaga. There he is, bottom of your screen. There's Laranaga, then Beaton, then Jago Kiet's the 193 Monster Energy Khmer Yamaha rider. Then Sterry, the 2nd of the F&H boys. Brian Moreau just behind them in 10th. Then Horgmo, Pichon, Hoffer, Van Donnick, Walsh, Renault, Boirame, Harrison 18, Sikina 19, and Pancha 20th. Five laps complete. MX2 race 1 here, round 13 of the FIM Motocross World Championship. We are at Loket in Czech Republic. Jed Beaton on the Rockstar Energy Husqvarna, number 14, looking to find his way past Larinaga, who thought about closing the door on the Australian. All of a sudden, he heard the big booming sound of that Husky and was like, nope, can't close down anymore. Beaton goes through. So the Huskies still line astern, 5th and 6th now, though. As Jago Geerts looks for a way through on Larinaga. On the 193 over on the right-hand side. Front end a little bit high there for the Spaniard as he came in over that tabletop, bottom of the hill. Geerts goes to the outside, favours the momentum. The slingshot up the hill, he might get alongside, but by the time you get to the top of the hill, comes to no avail, but he's going to try and go outside again here, Jago Geerts, cut back to the inside, really trying to work us all over the track as he finds a way to unlock the door here. See how the track is really starting to deteriorate with those bumps starting to come through, hard and choppy bumps. Hard slick surface there as they come through that first turn. You almost speedway style your way through there. Bit of a leg swag there for Larinaga mid-turn. $18 minutes to go. 6 laps complete. Jago Geerts goes to the inside this time, trying to find his way past the Spaniard, but it's steeper on the exit of that turn, so you gain going in, you lose going out. Just behind him on the Kawasaki, 8-11, Adam Sterry, but he is in, and this time Geerts does go through. The inside line worked. So Jago Geerts finds his way past Larinaga as well, to now move himself up into 7th place. Tidy bit of ride in there. Right, Larinaga's gone from 5th to 7th in the course of about 3 laps. Thomas Olsen started the rot. Down the inside at the 66, just behind pit lane. Then, just slightly before that, in terms of on the track, Jed Beaton did the same. And then just a moment ago, Jago Geerts moving from 8th to 7th with that pass on the Spaniard. Jago Geerts now going after Jed Beaton. Here's your race leader, 17 minutes plus 2 to go. MX2 race 1 here at Loket in the Czech Republic, round 13 of the FIA Motocross World Championship. Prado last time out was a 150.2, lost about 4/10 to his teammate, and it was 2.4 seconds the gap last time around. But Prado this time around has lost quite a bit of time. It's not 2.4 anymore, because they hit the line now, lap 7, 1.8. So it is coming down, another 6/10 gained over the lap for Tom Viel. Here's Philandren in the white and orange on that red Honda for Team HRC. He's in 3rd, still hasn't found a way to take advantage of the number 28 Viel ahead of him on the KTM. And Jacoby in 4th position, trying all he can the new Dutch champion. Oh, Adam Sterry, bit drastic from one side of the track to the other, but he sets himself up nicely here. And this is Sterry, almost down the inside. Fair play, though, to Ika Larinaga. He did not wimp out of that one, did he? But this time he might have to. Larinaga showing us what he's made of, but again, bottom of the hill. It's going to be interesting here. Sterry finally does go through. Oh, and a mistake there from Larinaga prevented him from coming back, but he goes right up the inside of the Welshman. Wow. Larinaga doing his best to hang on to 7th. To 8th place, sorry. Sterry said, right, okay, and look at that simultaneous back wheels moving out side to side as they reach the bottom of the hill, but Sterry finally goes through. But he had to work hard for it. Very hard. So now Sterry has clear track. But behind Larinaga is Brian Moreau. Moreau in 10th position for Bud Racing Kawasaki. Where's his teammate, actually? Mitchell Harrison, right at the back through the first turn because he got boxed in and pushed back. He's now up into 18th. So he's found his way past around about 18 riders or so in the first part of this race. Still 14.5 minutes plus 2 laps to go, though. Prado only 1.6 seconds clear of his teammate now. Has hit. Looks to close in on the 14 of Jed B. Turn back in, getting a little bit leery on the back of that Monster Energy Khmer Yamaha, the young Belgian here. There's Sterry. Right, this is how the last lap panned out between Sterry and Larinaga. Bottom of the hill. Sterry thought he'd made the pass for 8th. Larinaga, with that mistake, he thought there was no comeback, but all of a sudden, he ran Sterry wide in the next corner, threw his KTM at him. Bottom of the hill, watch this as they get to the bottom. Sterry's back end bobs out to the right, and Larinaga's to the left, but hard on the brakes. Sterry was coming through no matter what. Right, here's Valandren. The top 3 are only 2.7 seconds apart. Top 4, 4.2 seconds apart going into lap 9, which is, we're working our way towards the end of that now. Chasing the dirt around the outside. Iago Kietz through turn 1. Again, short, sharp climb, connects with the bank there. Just lets Beaton off the hook a little bit because the Australian was a lot more efficient. Through turn 2, we're right the way through towards the finish line area. Nice and early on the gas, though. This is your first 3, 4 riders, all in the same shot, still separated by just over 4 seconds. 1.4 the gap between Prado and Vial. Remember, Prado took the red plate in the championship here last year when he won the round. Back marker's starting to come into play, though, with 12 minutes plus 2 to go. Hopefully, they do the right thing. Loris Friedig's there, the 3:31 on the STC racing machine. But Vial, how much more of this can he take from Valandren, who's going to run up the inside of the Frenchman? No, he thinks better of it. But he'll go to the outside here, try and get on the gas. Actually, the outside doesn't have that dip going into it just as it starts to go up into the bank. So thought that would have been a little bit quicker, but clearly not the case at the moment. Must be a lot of traction through that inside, and maybe that rut not as deep as it was yesterday. Slight bobble there for Valandren. He's got to do all that work again. And you wonder, you know, when with Vial there, number 28 in second on the start straight here, when you got somebody right on your chuff, you're just sitting there going, well, I want to use this line, but if I leave the door open and he's closer than I think he is, and someone like Valandren will snatch that opportunity with both hands. And a bobble there from Vial will allow Valandren to get back. But when you lose your man ever so slightly, you can say, right, breathe, relax, get your head down. Maybe there's an opportunity for Vial to go after Prado, who now just sets the fastest lap of the race. And all of a sudden, that gap goes out to 2.8 seconds, courtesy of a couple of mistakes from Vial. But also because Prado just dug a little bit deeper and into the 48s, a full second quicker than anybody else in this race. Vial's fastest time of 49.8 on lap 5. We are 10 laps in now. So all of a sudden, Jorge Prado has found second on that Red Bull KTM, leaving his teammate Vial to deal with this guy here, number 10, Valandren, on the HRC machine. Laps complete. We're halfway around lap 11. Second and third is still yet to be disputed. Jacoby, if he's close enough, could capitalize and take advantage of any little shenanigans that might arise from these two fighting their way through the race. 10 minutes to go. But Vial having a fantastic ride once again in his debut season in MX2. He's up to third in the championship. He arrived here 6 points clear of Jago Geerts after the previous round in Asia, Semarang. And he's looking to take more points over the Belgian because Jago Geerts in 7th. That'll be 14 points for Jago Geerts, 22 for Vial. So it gives you the indication as to how many points he can close down. But he might be in danger of losing that second position here as Verlanderen gets close once again. Nothing in it between them as we head into lap 12. But it's Vial, number 28, who still has the advantage, but Verlanderen has to go the long way round. Still can't find a way through. Very choppy as well. Nicely done that, though, from Verlanderen. Kept the rear wheel driving. Oh! Second and third go out of the race, and that's always a danger on that part of the racetrack. And Jacobi inherits second. Both riders came together. When you go wide and inside, this is always going to happen. Hooked up on each other's rubber. Verlanderen flying down the track. And he headbutts the bank backwards. Vial picks himself up, but he probably had a handlebar in the ribs. His Australian mechanic running down to see if everything is okay, but out of second and third. Vial trying to pick his bike up, and he's right in the middle of the track there. His shirt's hanging off his right shoulder there. 50-50, I don't know. It was he was going from right to left. Verlanderen was going from left to right. The two riders collided. Verlanderen picks himself up, but what damage? Well, this guy here inherits second position. And he'll just say, thank you very much. Yeah, and a little bit of bodywork damage on that right shoulder and on that left side of the KTM. Vial will look like he's putting that bike back into pit lane. His race is done. His teammate, though, continues to lead. He's going to have a lead over Jacobi now of 7 seconds, 6.8, if you want to be accurate. And Henry Jacobi, the last time he was second was Portugal race 2. Got a third in race 1 in Germany, in front of his home fans. So a big moment then that defined the position second, third and fourth in this outcome of this first MX2 race, because that was all changed. In fact, two riders. Where was Verlanderen? He picked himself up in 10th place. Vial not going to score any points. And that's the first sort of blotch, really. And that will play back into the hands of Jago Geerts, because Geerts will take advantage of that. He'll go 6 points clear over Vial if it stays like this, with Geerts now in 5th position. Here's Olsen. He is in 3rd now. So Jacobi 2nd, 3rd is Olsen, 4th is Beaton, and 5th is Jago Geerts. Sterry 6, Larinaga 7, Brian Moreau 8, Horgmo 9, Verlanderen 10, René Hoffer 11, Brent Van Donnick 12, Pichon 13, Matthijs Borromée 14, Maxime Renault is 15, Harrison is 16, Zikina 17, Pancha, Sanae and Sandner are your top 20. Alvin Osland just outside of the points. And Dylan Walsh out last time around. Why was that? So Dylan Walsh out. Five and a half minutes plus 2 to go. Jorge Prado up front, as he has been on so many occasions this year. He's already taken 20 race wins, looking to make it 21. He'd just gone clear as well of about 3 seconds. Vial pulls into pit lane, as we suspected. That was a hard crash for the young French rider as well. Shoulder damage on the right, because you're going down from there, and like he just caught himself on the handlebars as well on the way through. Verlander about 3 seconds behind Kevin Horgmo at the moment, a second a lap quicker than the Norwegian. This is Jago Kietz. A bit of a let-off. It would have been a let-off for the number 14 as well, had Kietz thrown it down the track, but can't afford any mistakes. He's back up to third in the championship. There's the Monster Energy Khmer Yamaha rider here. Beaten. Started 10th in the championship. He'll move up to 8th now, actually, because Maxime Renault and Mitch Evans are nowhere to be seen. In fact, Evans, I don't think, has started the race. Not even in the picture. But here's Olsen, still there in third, about 6 seconds behind Jacoby here. Henry Jacoby, F&H Racing Team, Kawasaki, over the line, second, about 8 seconds behind Jorge Prado. And looking for his best result in MX2 since Portugal race 2, where he finished second on that occasion. Thomas Olsen about 6 seconds behind, then Jed Beaton 5 seconds behind his teammate. So the two Rockstar Energy Husqvarna riders, Linus Stern, third and fourth. Jago Kietz all over the back of the Australian, though. He wants to get in between the two Huskies if he can. Try and pick himself another couple of points, because he'll move from 16 to 18. That'll give him clearance over Vial. As it stands right now, obviously Prado championship leader, Olsen second, Kietz on 376, Vial on 366. So 10 points the gap between Kietz and Vial. It was 6 going into race 1, but it was Vial who was third. But Vial crashing out just 2 or 3 laps ago and not picking up points in this race has handed that advantage back to Jago Kietz, with a little bit of clearance attached to it as well. So if he can find his way past Beaton, it'll be 12 points going into race 2. That gap between third and fourth. Didn't look like Tom Vial was too beat up in terms of doubtful for the second race. But then Jago Kietz just tips over, a little step down into the right, just alongside the start straight. Does he lose a position? I don't think he does. Adam Sterry right there behind him, actually. So under pressure, unnecessarily, with 2 minutes to go, Jago Kietz, easy mistake to make, though. You come out of that tight left at the bottom of Monster Energy Mountain, and then you just pop over that double. It's very easy to lose your front end in that hard, slick right. And that's probably what Jago Kietz did, but that has let Jed Beaton off the hook. He's over the line now. So it's going to be a good few seconds, probably, what, 6 or 7 seconds? 7 seconds that Jago Kietz lost, but fortunately he didn't lose a position to Adam Sterry, who's there just at the top of the hill in 6th place. He'll get told to settle down here. 3 laps. Just hold it. Give you the rundown here with a minute to go. Prado, 7.5 seconds clear of Jacoby. Olsen third, Beaton fourth. Jago Kietz there is still in 5th. Sterry 6th. Larinaga for Marchetti Racing Team KTM is 7. Brian Moreau, Bud Racing Kawasaki is 8. Horgmo on the Kramer Racing KTM is 9. And Verlander and Team HRC is 10, but he's all over the back of the Norwegian. 11th is René Hoffer for KTM Junior Racing. Van Donnick and Guarame, the 2 Honda Red Motor Asimoto riders, are in 12th and 13th, but Verlander has just passed Horgmo. Now moves up into 9th. Mitchell Harrison, Bud Racing Kawasaki, is now 14th ahead of the Honda 114 machine of Zach Pichon, the lone 114 rider, and Prado tripling, the only MX2 rider to triple at the end of the wave section. That's where he's getting his time from. He's found a line over on the right-hand side where he can double triple his way through. And he is looking ever so efficient. 2-1. The time to perfection. 2-lap board goes out for Jorge Prado. Watch this here. The only MX2 rider doing this, triples his way in, gets the height, the elevation, making it look so easy, Jorge Prado. And here he is, up past pit lane. A lot of movement in and around the leaderboard now, though. As we look at Prado, Vlaanderen up to 9th. Horgmo 10. Van Donnik, Borromeo and Harrison are now 11, 12 and 13. 14 is Hoffer, 15 is Maxime Renault, 16 is now Zach Pichon. Osland up to 20th, is 19th, he's found his way past Sinai. Here's Olsen. He's going to lose 5 points to Jorge Prado in this one. This is Hoff pulling a 180. He's almost doing a photography shoot. Harrison takes full advantage, moves himself into 13th. That's a good ride for the American, actually, Mitchell Harrison. The Bud Racing Kawasaki rider right at the back going through turn 1, as we'll see through with our highlights at the end of this race. Jacoby was sat right where he needed to be when, well, we said actually, should Vial and Vlaanderen get caught, he will be the beneficiary of those pieces that get spilled all over the place, and they did. They got thrown down the track. Bin day, not till tomorrow. So they've been swept to the side for now. As Prado enters his final lap, looking at win number 21 for the season. He has just 3.7 seconds, though, over Henry Jacoby at 54.3 and at 51.7. You would think that Prado has it all under control. Here's this intense battle between Van Donnik, Borromeo, Harrison and Horgmo. Harrison looking to pick off the Frenchman, Matthijs Borromeo. The first of those 2 Honda Red Motor Assa Motor machines. Horgmo just behind, normally an EMX 250 rider, so stepping up as a wild card this weekend. Harrison to the inside on the Kawasaki, closest to us now. Follows Borromeo through. There's Hoffer. We saw him pull a 180 just a moment ago. Downhill, are there more positions to be gained here? Sikina and Pancha up past Pichon. So Pichon clearly riding through the pain barrier. He's dropped down to 18th now, despite a good start for the Frenchman. Harrison looking to find a way through at the bottom of the hill. He may not do it. He's got to be tidy here, and he wasn't quite tidy enough. Borromeo also held a wider line that seems to be working today. As this battle continues, a little bit further up the track, we have Jorge Prado, because these guys are, what, about 44 seconds down. Prado's getting close to the finish line now, I suspect. He's already through sector 3. Here he is, out of turn 2, just one more corner to go. And Jorge Prado, Red Bull KTM Factory Racing, is going to make it another impressive victory here. He was in cruise mode the final lap. And Jorge Prado wins MX2 Race 1 here in Lockett. Henry Jacoby over the line in second. He's backed it off as well. 8 seconds down, and quite appropriately, 8.007. And Thomas Olsen third. There he top 3. This battle still raging on, though. Harrison going after the 2 Hondas. Matthijs Borromeo directly ahead of him. Borromeo spinning up, coming out of turn 1. There may be a way through at the end of the straight if he can go a tight right. Coming through this turn 2 here. Not able to execute in the end. Harrison. Borromeo looks like he's going to hang on. Just the one corner to go through the long sweep and left up to the finish line. And Borromeo will hang on for 11. Harrison comes home in 12th place. Just ahead of Kevin Horgmo there, 13. And Rennie Hoffer popping into view. Then we'll have Maxime Renault, Richard Sikina, 16th. Jan Pancha, Jacques Pichon, Alvin Osland, Darren Sinai. Looks like he's lost 20th on the final lap. He has. So looks like... well, I'm not sure, actually, whether he's crashed or not, because that is bottom end of the circuit. Anyway, just needing a breather. Here is Jorge Prado, a winner here in race 1, getting ready to speak to Lisa Leyland. Just give him a chance to do the goggles and the hat, and then we're ready to go.
Jorge Prado, another good start, perfectly controlled and timed race. Tell us, what was it like from your seat?
Yeah, it was a good race. Had a whole shot, and then didn't feel really good today. I mean, this first moto, hopefully we can improve for the second one. But you know, still we got the win in this first race, and looking forward for the next one.
Good luck for the second race.
Wasn't feeling his best then, Jorge Prado, but the Red Bull KTM rider still managed to remain clean, barely an ounce of dirt on that bike. Of course, his mechanic Bart Dirks won't even need to wash it off. But he won by 8 seconds over Henry Jacobi. He was even jumping the triple through the wave section as well, coming out of turn 1 into turn 2 occasionally. But it doesn't matter how you do it, as long as you pick up those 25 points. Official confirmation then from MX2 race 1 here. Quite a lot to talk about as well in the highlights, I believe. Jorge Prado, your winner though. Henry Jacobi, Thomas Olsen 3rd, Jed Beaton 4th, Jago Kietz 5th, Adam Sterry, Ika Larinaga, Brian Moreau 8th, 9th for Calvin Verlanen and Brent Van Donnick 10. His teammate Boromé behind him, Harrison back to 12th, Horgmo, Hoffer, Maxime Renault, Richard Sikina, Jan Panzer, Zach Pichon, Alvin Ossen, Hardy Ruziorg. Prado continues to lead the championship, Olsen 2nd, Kietz now to 3rd, and we'll see why. Here's the highlights from MX2 race 1. Gate drops, both the KTMs made a good start. We'll do the foxhole shot thing in a minute, but one of them definitely got there first. Depends how wide Prado went. He tripled his way immediately at the end of the straight, though. But it was Prado leading the way from his teammate Vial. Verlanen was in 3rd. Jacobi was in 4th. Larinaga was in 5th, but then he got passed to 5th by Thomas Olsen. Then Jed Beaton moved his way into 6th with a move on the Spaniard past pit lane. Then shortly after that, it was Jago Kietz who moved into 7th with a pass on the 66 of Larinaga. And then at the bottom of the hill, Adam Sterry thought he'd made the jump stick for 8th, but the Spaniard came right back, managed to stay on 2 wheels. The two eventually traded positions at the bottom of the hill here. Adam Sterry then into 8th place. The big moment in the race, though, 2nd and 3rd crashed out. Watch this. Vial jumped across to the right. Verlanen actually tried to stay left in the end. Both riders picked themselves up, but it would be Vial who would not finish. And Verlanen eventually came back to 9th. That moved everybody up a position. So by that stage, we had Prado was leading. The 29 here of Jacobi was 2nd, Olsen 3rd, Beaton was 4th, Jago Kietz was 5th and pushing, but then he fell, lost valuable ground, came into the clutches of Adam Sterry, but managed to stay ahead of the 811 on the 2nd of the Kawasaki's. Sanai went out of 20th on the final lap on his bike at DRT Kawasaki, but it was Jorge Prado who was victorious by 8 seconds in race 1, and that's now his 21st race win of the season. Foxhole shot time, folks. See how close it was between. Nothing in it, was there really? All day long. Jorge Prado now, 16 black plates for the season. Cohenhelden's the Fox dealer this weekend, handing out the black plate to Jorge Prado. Nobody else in double figures. Prado on 16, his teammate Tom Vial on 5, then we've got Jacobi, Olsen, Sanai and Van der Moostik on 1. Fans have been treated to a fantastic first MX2 race here. Will we get the same in MXGP a little bit later on? Let's check out the best moments, though, before we go anywhere else. We're going to take a break for about 4 minutes. Join us when we return on MXGPTV.com for MXGP Race 1. See you then.